and 11 categories in Japanese. See, from the categories itself, they're different. Some of them are the same, but some of them are different. And let's see how this goes. Okay, these are the categories that are found in Japanese and English. Well, it's the old presentation. Okay, it's okay. I revised the presentation actually. Well, mental or mind condition. This is found in both languages because, well, English and Japanese has certain mental condition which is considered bad, such as, sorry to say, idiot, stupid, mental retarded and stuff like that. So that can be the source of swearing lexicon because they are bad. That's why it becomes the source of swearing lexicons. That's also human organ. Human organ used in both Japanese and English is related to genitalia, both female and male genitalia, because these two cultures know this human organ so well. That's why it's used as a sort of swearing lexicons. Racism also is found in both languages, but the percentages are totally different. In English, I found 11.43%, while in in Japanese, I only found 2.22%. This is because English, especially this one that I analyzed, is American society. They are more diverse, they are more plural, and there are many ethnics living there. That's why the use of racism is higher. And plus, one ethnic group can be represented by many words of swearing lexicons. For example, Chinese, it's just an example. To swear at Chinese, they can use chikabu or a gook. So one ethnic group can be represented by more than one words. While in Japanese, I only find 3 words of swearing lexicon which consist of racism. They are no, wondo, in Arab. Those are only 3. So there was no Mexican or Arabian or Mexican or other ethnic groups because Japanese are not close to those groups. And then status or job which is considered bad or low. It's also found into languages because the cultures knows this and they are the same. So it's taken from jobs like prostitute or stuff like that. So they say whore and then we say and stuff like that. So sorry. And then animal. Animal. Well, although animal is found in both languages, but the percentage is different. English is lower than in Japanese. In Japanese, I found 24.44% of swearing lexicons using animals, while in English, it's only 0.85. It's less than 1%. That's because English sees animal not as animal, but as friend. They even fight for animal rights, right? Not like in Japanese. Even in Japanese, we are influenced by Islamic teaching, which consider dog, for example, as forbidden, dirty animal. That's why it's a big source of swearing lexicon. Even from 33 words that I found in Japanese using animals, 15 of them, almost half of it, means dog. While in English, it's so low because they love animals, not like us.
We love them.
Yeah, true. They consider them as friends even. And then sexual intercourse, that's, you can see it from the name. And then something unwanted, like poop and stuff like that. Okay. And then the next category is found only in English. There are 2 categories. They are homosexuality and gender bias. Well, homosexuality is accepted, English society, or this one is American society, knows and commonly talks about homosexuality. Though still, most of them consider homosexuality is bad things. So it's still negative, but they are open to it, So since it's negative, it becomes a source of homosexuality. And it's so high, the percentage, it's 20%. And gender bias, they also are familiar with gender bias. They don't like inequality. They fight for equality between men and women. So gender bias is considered so bad. That's why they use it as a source of swearing Lexicon. While in Japanese society, homosexuality is still considered taboo to be talked about, even to be mentioned. That's why they don't talk about it. They don't use it as a source of swearing Lexicon. And also gender bias, like what Mbak Rima already presented. In this community, we are fine with the state that male should be the leader, that women should be after men. That's fine for us. That's why we don't really into gender bias. Though some of movement are already into it, but not all the society already understand or are aware of that. And the next is categories that are found only in Japanese and not in English. They're ghost, food, and part of a house. Ghost, it's so interesting, you know. In Japanese, we perceive ghosts as something scary, something we're afraid of when we're meeting them, and something we don't really want to meet because they're so scary. That's why we use it as a source of lexicon, swearing lexicons. While in English, let alone becoming afraid of ghosts, they might not even believe in ghosts. Even if they believe in ghosts, the way they perceive ghosts is not as the way Japanese perceives ghosts. You see vampire in Twilight. How we picture vampire, a ghost there. It's handsome, cool, friendly, you know, hero even. So they are not afraid of ghosts the way Japanese is afraid of ghosts. That's why ghost is not a source of swearing lexicon in English. And food. Food is also a source of swearing lexicon in Japanese, but the food cannot be just random food. It has to be a food whose names are associated with other things. For example, asum, that can be associated with asu, which means dog. So they sound the same, that's why it becomes a sort of lexicon, swearing lexicon. And then the last one is part of a house. The part of a house which is used as swearing lexicon is also like food. The name should be able to be associated with other things, such as changkir, you know, it's a cup, but changkir can be associated with changkem. So changkir, changkem, they sound the same, and changkem is a part of, its mouth, and that's swearing lexicon of human organ. That's why this has to be associated with other categories to be able to be the source of swearing lexicon. And those are the findings and discussion. And the last one is the conclusion. So I concluded my paper into this. The use of languages in certain communities can really reflect the cultures of those communities. And one community uses language differently from other communities because their cultural background are different. That's it. Thank you.
So you're now mastering both swearing in Japanese and English.
Well, a little bit better, but not to use it.
Okay, we still have 5 minutes for question and answer. Do you have any question for this presentation? If there's no question.
I do have a, I'm just really curious about every paper here. I'm just a bit worried about your method. That you said you found all the lexicons in websites and you took it as your data. How recognizable is it in from the society about these two websites? How do you choose your website?
Well, to tell the truth, I only Googled the website, so I put the keyword like swearing words in English and stuff like that. But then this website came out the first on the list, and when I opened it, it's so complete. But then I had several native friends, so I asked them, and they said it's fine to use this website.
So you choose it from the most popular one?
Yep, but then I checked it to my native friends.
So, from your opinion, how frequent those words were used in daily life? they represent the daily life, usage of daily life?
That should be another research, I think, because my research is not focused into that part. It's not how frequent it's used in daily life. It's just to know what kinds of lexicons, what kinds of source of lexicons used.
Yeah. I'm just curious whether it reflects the daily life usage. So yeah, maybe you can comment on it. That do your friends use those words?
Well, in English, I'm not really good at explaining that because I don't put a research into that. But in Japanese, well, I can give comments. It's daily used, especially for those who are close to harsh words, not academic one, of course. So it reflects the daily usage of swearing lexicons in Japanese. Yeah, thank you for the questions.
Thank you for the presentation. And now we close the section 1, and you may proceed to the conference hall to have a lunch break. And please come back at 1 p.m. We have to conduct the session of 1. Okay, please be punctual. Okay, thank you. Thank you. Oh, okay.
Whether you say just that
and today I would like to present my research paper. The title is Development of Cultural Tourism Destination in Surabaya. As we know that every people will always need tourism as one of their basic needs, in which there are some changes in tourist consumption trend nowadays, where the tourists give more attention to niche tourism such as heritage tourism, religious tourism, and ecotourism. In the other hand, Surabaya, as one of the oldest cities in Indonesia, inherits a lot of cultural heritage, from these good facts, we can see that opportunity to develop cultural tourism destination in Surabaya. But in fact, there is some cultural heritage area in Surabaya that haven't been developed, located in the north and central part of Surabaya, including Kembang Jepun, Rajawali, Veteran District, Tunjungan, Darmo, and Bukutan, in which every district has its own potencies and problems to be developed as a cultural tourism destination. And finally, the existence of Surabaya cultural heritage area that haven't been developed as cultural tourism attraction become my background to conduct this research. And what about the research purpose? My research purpose is to figure out the development strategies of Surabaya cultural tourism destination, and I try to answer the research question, which is which cultural heritage area has the greatest potential to be developed as cultural tourism destination, and what are its development criteria? And this is about the literature review. In here I have three kinds of literature review. First is about general tourism. In here I have 5 references in which I can obtain 5 components of tourism. The first one is attraction, infrastructure and facilities, transportation and society participation. And more specific is about cultural tourism. From these 2 references, we can know that the component of cultural tourism is artifacts and traditional culture. If we combine about tourism and cultural tourism, we can see that the attraction in the general tourism also means that the artifact and traditional culture in cultural tourism. And then we can conclude that cultural tourism destination component is artifact, traditional culture, infrastructure and facilities, transportation and society participation. And then the last literature review is the development of cultural tourism destination. In here we can see that the development of cultural tourism destination indicator is improvement of tourism attraction quality, tourism infrastructure and facility quality, transportation service quality, improvement of human resource quality, improvement of investment opportunity, environment quality improvement, historical building preservation, and law and regulation support. And about my methodology, I will use the qualitative and quantitative method in which using the purposive sampling to expert including government, scholar, practitioner, as well as cultural tourism destination manager. And about the methodology, in here we can see that I have four steps of analysis. First is to identify cultural tourism destination factor, in which I will use the input of cultural tourism destination component, which is derived from my literature review, and then I will do the descriptive analysis to make the output is the cultural tourism destination factor. And then the output of this step of analysis will be the input of the next step of analysis, which is to determine which cultural heritage area to be developed. And then I will do some scoring, and then I can derive some on output, which is preferable cultural tourism destination. And then from the preferable cultural tourism destination and also the development of cultural tourism destination indicator from the literature review, I will conduct the third step of analysis, which is to identify the development criteria of the preferable cultural tourism destination, and then we can obtain the development criteria of preferable cultural tourism destination. And then the output of this analysis will be used as the input of the last step of analysis to determine the development strategies of cultural tourism destination in Surabaya. And then I will do the triangulation analysis to make the development strategies of the preferable cultural tourism destination in Surabaya. And then I will talk about the result. First is about the cultural tourism destination factor. In here, I will make the comparison between some variable and then the regulation which is related with the tourism. In here, I can group some variable, and finally I derive some the factor, which is cultural attraction, tourism infrastructure, tourism facilities, and society involvement. And after I obtain the cultural tourism destination factor, and then I will make some the score for this factor. And then we can see that tourism infrastructure got the highest score comparing to the others. And then the second rank is cultural attraction and the society involvement, and the last rank is the tourism facilities. And this is the district score result based on the cultural tourism destination factor. From this six location, we can see that Kampung Lama Bubutan or the Bubutan district got the highest score from the expert, because the Kampung Lama Bubutan or Bubutan district, the expert perceived that all factors available in that location. And then the result number 3 is development criteria of Bubutan district, in which the development of cultural tourism attraction in Bubutan district with the procurement of traditional ceremony, providing some historical building in this area with documentation, and then improve the quality and quantity of cultural tourism destination facilities, improve society knowledge about tourism, improve investment opportunity, improve aesthetic point, improve physical quality of old building, and then provide law and regulation. And this is the result of Delphi questionnaire with all the experts. We have the five experts, and from the first questionnaire we can meet the consensus in which all the experts agree about our development criteria of Bubutan district. And then the result number 4 is the macro strategies and the micro strategies of the development of Bubutan district. In which in macro strategies, we can see that we need to assign Bubutan district as one of the destination in cultural heritage tour track, and conduct a community-based tourism, give some incentive about investment procedure, provide a guideline for historical building, provide regulation, and give land tax incentive for the historical building owner. And for the micro strategies, this is more specific in that area. Because of the limitation of the time, you can see the result. And then from this research, I also can obtain the Bubutan district development zone map. In here, I have 3 kinds of zone. First is core zone, which is the yellow area. In this core zone is the main attraction of this Bubutan district. So in here we can see the artifact and also the performance of the local society. And then for the direct supporting zone, in which the purple area, in here we can see it's like the facilities for the tourism. It's like the commercial area or something like that. And then the last one is indirect supporting zone, which is the green area. In here is the, how to say, it's like the supporting tourism object, instead of the Bubutan district itself. So it's like in Surabaya we have the monument heroes monument, Tugu Pahlawan, yeah, it's something like, because it's close to this location. So yeah, something like that. Okay, for the conclusion, we can see that Bubutan district has the biggest potential to be developed as cultural tourism area in Surabaya. And for the development strategies, we are mainly related to the development of cultural tourism attraction, both for historical building and local culture itself, tourism facilities, and also empowerment of local human resource, infestation opportunity for the open space, and supporting regulation from government. Okay, thank you for your attention.
Is there any question? Okay. Please introduce yourself.
Well, thanks. I'm asking from Udin. My first question is, how did you define cultural tourism? Because as far as I know that culture is a big concept, including way of thinking and then the way of life and then the project of culture itself. For example, building, ceremony, and so on. And then how did you define the culture in your paper? And then what kind of culture can be explored as this object? And then second is nowadays the idea of environmentally friendly tourism has become a big issue. Then have you considered about the environmental factors of your planning? Thank you.
Okay, thank you for the question. I will try to answer. About the cultural tourism, the definition of cultural tourism. As I know that the definition of cultural tourism is divided by two, right? It's about the artifact. It means that the attraction is about the object. It's about the object, and the other one is about the culture. It's not an object. You just can, maybe you just can see it, but you cannot touch it, right? So I just want to combine these two kind of culture. So because in my location, especially in the Bubutan, they have these two kinds of the culture. They have the artifact, in which in here is like the building. They have the building which has the Dutch architectural, and because the Bubutan district is like the old residential in Surabaya. So in here, I want to make the artifact of this location to be the attraction point, and also the local culture in here to be the attraction point. And about the environment effect, that's why I want to. In here, you can see that I have the. Yes, I want to make here to conduct a community-based tourism concept. In here, the community will be involved in the planning, implementing, and controlling process. In here, we can control some environment effect by make the community-based tourism, because if the community knows about the planning and about the how to control and how to implement, and then I think the environment effect will be we can avoid it as less as possible.
Okay, we still have time for one more quick question.
In your presentation, you describe about attraction, tourism, and so on, like public, hospital, and extra. In this case of the Bhutan district, where's the main reason why visitor is not going to the Bhutan anymore? Is because the product attraction culture or about the end reason?
Oh, okay. Before that, I need to inform that actually the Bhutan district itself right now is not, it haven't been developed as the cultural tourism destination. And then in here I want to develop this location to be the cultural tourism destination. So until now, it's like the, how to say, it's like the still be upgrading in you know the RIPP in Indonesia, we call it RIPP. It's like the Rencana Induk Pariwisata. So Surabaya is, I mean the Bhutan district is one of the location that wants to be developed as the cultural tourism destination. So this is, it's like my suggestion, and also the implication for government how to develop this location to be the cultural tourism destination. Okay, thank you.
Thank you for the Now we can move to the next presenter, Mbak Susrawati. And please be prepared for the next presenter, Nia Setiawati, Novi Paramita Dewi, and Agnia Damayati.
So today I would like to present my paper titled about the implementation of instructional system design in teaching of global warming. So in education system, instruction is more effective if learning by engaged student role in learning activity. So in here, I would like to tell instruction is one important part in the learning and teaching activities. And then the paradigm in education is different learners learn at different rates, have different learning needs. So all of us believe each of students they have the different style in their learning. So using principle of instruction design, the teacher able to select, plan, and develop activity to help students improve their knowledge based on their abilities. So well design of an instruction, it could be help the teacher or a designer to make a good plan to catch the goal of the education. So instructional system design was abbreviated by AISCT. Dick and Carey said instructional system design is a systematic approach for design, development, implementation, and evaluation of instruction. So in other regulates say instructional design is a blueprint of what instruction should be like and what method of instruction should be used for a particular content and a group of students. So here the instruction is a systematic strategy that can be used by the teacher or designer to guide them in a teaching activity. So IST provide a roadmap to guide instructor through analysis, design, development, implementation, and evaluation to the goal. This roadmap provide a route to many different destinations, depending on the term one choose to take. At its most basic level, instructional design focus on three fundamental concepts: identifying the goal, selecting the strategy, and evaluating. So in these three three part is very important in instructional system design. So here I choose the decade carry model. As we know, many kind of instructional design in education system, such as the AD model, CAM model, and one of them is decade carry model. Why? Because decade carry make a significant contribution to instructional design field by addressing instruction as an entire system focused on interrelationship between content, learning, and instruction. So in decade carry model, he used the good relationship between content, learning, and instruction. And according to Dick and Carey, the components such as instructor, learner, and material and instructional activity interact with each other and work together to bring about a desired student learning outcome. So here, as an instructor, such as a teacher or a designer, and then learner, material, they can work together to get the goal of the education system. And we see about the Dick and Carey component. Has the 10 of the component. The first part is identify instructional goals. So in the first part, we should to identify the instructional goals. And the second part, conduct instructional analysis. So here in the second part, we should to identify what the learner must to get, what the learner must to have the attitude in this part. And the third, analyze learner and context. In this part, we should to analyze what the student or the learner habit, about their behavior, about the environment or prior knowledge that they have before. And then what performance objective. Here we should to identify what kind of the goal that the students should be have after they learn the topic. And then develop assessment instrument is the important part here. We should to develop assessment instrument. And then develop instructional strategy, develop and select instructional material, and then design conduct formative evaluation. So for formative evaluation, we know about the revised instruction. So we can revise the instruction based on instructional analysis and based on instructional strategy. We can change maybe our strategy or maybe our method is not appropriate. So we can make a change. And the final is design conduct summative evaluation. If we use this system in the one semester, we can conduct a summative evaluation. So in this research, I apply this kind of approach in global warming topic. Nowadays, global warming has become an issue in the world, which needs consideration of people and warning to this phenomenon. The scientific attempt to educate in society, especially young people, to protect the earth from the increasing of temperature. So finding the high quality of the instruction, it could be help for the teacher to teach this topic to the student or learner. And purpose the study. The purpose of this study is to implement instructional system design to improve student understanding toward global warming. And then the study determined the difference of student knowledge about global warming before and after teaching. And the last one, the expectation of this study is the application of instructional system design will enhance student motivation in learning global warming and affect student awareness of climate change. And then research participants. The sample in this research were 2 classes of undergraduate students at a university in eastern of Taiwan. Class A is experiment class and class B is control class. They are still in English department. So here, I have the 2 classes. The first class is class A, the experiment class, the class that teach by using instructional system design, and another class is with a conventional method. For research instrument, I use the pre-test and post-test question, was used to determine the improvement in student understanding for the topic. And the second semi-structured questionnaire also used to investigate student response to the teaching process. And data analysis, descriptive statistics, used to investigate student response to the teaching and learning process. This used the t-test to apply to know about the mean and standard deviation between class A and class B pre-test and post-test. And then result and discussion. In the beginning of research, the researchers have conducted the component of deep theory instructional model. As I said before in the beginning, here I adopt the deep theory model. I apply this model to teach about the global warming. So I should to do the many steps of this method. The first part is identify instructional mode. So I should to identify what the kind of knowledge or attitude the student should to obtain after they learn this material, and then conduct instructional analysis. So here, what kind of the student they should to have, what kind of the student they should to get after learning this material, and then analyze learner and content. Here, I teach this topic to undergraduate students. So actually, before this condition, they have know about the global warming. So I should to describe what about their condition. Right performance objective. Here I should to make the hierarchy. Actually, it has a lot of component or a lot of instrument that I should to prepare before I teach this material, because I follow the take care model. So next, develop assessment instrument and develop instructional strategy, and develop a select instructional material and design a conduct formative evaluation of instruction. And result and discussion. Generally, the result illustrates the difference of student performance between experiment class and control class. The following table you feel has a different mean score, pre-test or post-test. So here we can see the significant difference between the post-test in class A and class B. So this is class B. Actually, I have to revise this, but I don't know why the old one shown here. So it has the significant difference between post-test in class A and class B. So in the second part, I use the questionnaire to know about the student response toward this kind of approach. So this is mean and standard evaluation of student response toward teaching process. This is the question in the questionnaire that students should give the response toward this approach. And you can see here between class A and class B, it has the significant difference. All of the items have the significant difference. Here, like the content easy to understand, and then the content rich in multicultural aspect, and the content are practical for use in living or daily life, and the content are interesting to learn. So it has different. It's class A is bigger, mean in class A bigger than mean in class B. And in the last question of all, I learned a lot from this teaching. So here, class A is bigger than class B. So it has a significant difference between both of us. So from open questionnaire, all of students in class A show they are very interested about the teaching and learning strategy that used to teach about this topic. Maybe before teach by this topic, the student not really consider or not really aware about this phenomena. But by using, because I used some video in this part to interact them and to decide them to know, consider about this issue. And they give the very positive response for this kind of approach. And this condition is contrast to the class B, who teach by the conventional strategy or method. So the results show mean score of student post-test is bigger than pre-test in class A, and this result is significant different to the class B. And the last, all students in this class will feel satisfied with teaching and learning process by illustrated by mean score of feedback question. Thank you for your attention.
Thank you for the presentation. Now we still have time for 2 questions. Just raise your hand. Okay.
Thank you. My name is Fatia. It's very interesting. So I just wonder about the method that you use, pre and post test. Did you use a random test process, or you use quasi experiment? Quasi experiment or you true experiment?
No. You mean both of class? Different.
It is already group. Is already.
Yes, because I use the purposive sampling.
Because you use a quasi experiment.
have a question?
First of all, I thought later the students involved in the process of instructional design.
Here, the instructional system design is the kind of the strategy that prepared by the instructor or the teacher. So this kind of the step in this method that should prepare by the instructor first. So we should analyze each of the condition of our learner or our student. So they don't know before what we want to do to them. So we give this treatment. But as a trainer or as a teacher, we should to know about their condition, even their background or their environment or their socioeconomic status or something like that. So we can make the properly planning to teach them before. So like in many other countries, like the standard competence curriculum we use now, right? So it could be almost like that. But this kind of approach is more specific and more detailed than what we have in our country.
So the students are just as a consideration in the instructional design. So they are involved actively in the process.
Right. In the process prepare of this approach.
And then the second question is, your paper is about teaching global warming, right?
Right.
And how if it is implemented to the other subject or topic, is there any difference in step or in the other aspects of the design itself?
You mean the different design to another class who didn't teach by using this kind of approach?
In your title is blah 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 in teaching of global warming, right? How if it is implemented in the other subject
Or topic, right? For example, in biology, something or anything else.
Is there any difference with this instructional design or just the same?
Okay, this is a good question. We can start from here in the step of the 10th step of the decay and carrying model instructional system design. So we should to prepare from the beginning. And maybe here a big job for a designer or a teacher to prepare this. Sorry. So this is a big job for a designer to prepare this kind of step or process, conduct all of this. You see here we have the revised instruction. After we know about the formative evaluation, from here we can revise the kind of instruction. It could be like instructional analysis. Maybe we do not develop yet, but the instructional analysis in the good condition or suitable with our learner or student. And then about the strategy. It could be our strategy is not suitable for our student. It could be they need the another kind of strategy to guide them to know or understand about this topic or material. So we can start. We should to start from the first step until the last step. And it has a lot of kind of preparation we should to do before we teach this material. Even that the simple topic. So global warming is general topic, right? But the preparation is very complicated. Okay, thank you very much for listening.
Please be prepared for the next presenter, Umi Syarifah and Desa Purnamasari. And now I'm welcoming Nia Setiawati, Novi Paramita Dewi, and Agnia Damayati. No, Nia Setiawati? Okay, so we can move to the next presenter, Umi Syarifah and Desa Purnamasari. Please be prepared for Aulia Mayawati after this.
Oke, Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good afternoon, everybody. Let us introduce ourselves. We are from Indonesian Institute of Scientists and Engineer, or in Indonesia, its name MIT, Masyarakat Temuan dan Teknolog Indonesia. My name is AISCT Ayunamasari, and this is my partner, Syarifah. Yeah. Actually, we have graduated from our campus, from our university. My background is biology, biochemistry and biology. I come from Bogor Agricultural University, and my partner come from Gajah Mada University. Okay, yeah, let's start. The title of our paper is the application of socio-technopreneurship concept of research, community and development center program. Okay, this is Indonesia. Indonesia has comparative advantages that measure by the natural resources, but the comparative advantages is not complete if there is no competitive advantages that has measured by the human resources that manage the natural resources in Indonesia. We can look the statistic or this. Indonesia, the strength is higher than Singapore and Malaysia because Indonesia has a large of area and has a lot of people of population. But in the World Economic Forum in 2011, Indonesia rank is 46 under the Malaysia and Singapore. This is the competitiveness advantages. It's different with the comparative advantages. The competitiveness, the low competitiveness is affect about the low technology application and the law of entrepreneur. Next, yeah. If you look Indonesia, this is Europe and Indonesia, the same large, okay. And then this is South America and Indonesia, same. Then this is America and Indonesia, that's the same. And this is China or Indonesia, okay. And then Indonesia has a great potential to be developed or to be the better than before. Next, okay. This is statistic about the agricultural statistic or the occupation per sector. We can see the agricultural is the blue area, but yes, but this effect of agricultural is very small. Then this male. Okay, it's because we know Indonesia as an agricultural country, right? But why this affect just low statistics? Next. Okay, the one of human resources that can include or improve or increase the region is the youth. This is the statistic of youth. At the age of 17 and 29 is very large, 60.37. Okay, next. Okay, MIPI vision is to be an effective forum for scientists and engineers who build new national and independent Indonesia. Next, we use the socio-technopreneurship concept to increase the development in rural region, especially combine the entrepreneur and the business model with the social empowerment and the technology application, of course. So This concept is very this concept is very complex because we combine the socio, and techno and entrepreneurial. Okay. Next. The name of program is RCDC, or Research Community Development Center. In RCDC, we involve the youth to increase their region. Material and method. This is the flowchart of the concept of RCDC. The first is submission of proposal. Yeah, we collect the proposal from the youth or student that will increase their region, especially rural region. And then the MOU, disbursement of the fund phase. The funding is from WITI, is from WITI itself, and then implementation program, monitoring, and then the second fund, and then monitoring again, monitoring and evaluation until the third monitoring. Yeah, this is the region that have increased with RCDC concept or section entrepreneurship concept. There is Laikam in Makassar, Laikam village in Makassar, and then Tersang Gede in Yogyakarta, Umrolejo in Yogyakarta, Beji in Yogyakarta, Peladak so in Yogyakarta, and Cikahuripan is in Bandung, West Java, Rawasari, Semarang, and Penataran, Blitar, East Java. Okay. This is the program that has done in Planet NCDC Planet. It's integrated farming system at Planet Yogyakarta. Next, in Laikam, they used to utilization the seaweed to many things of product and the development of technique and production of seaweed in Laikam. And then in Rawasari is product the diversification and packaging of banana. So the empowerment system is to empower the community with the training of production and packaging the banana. And then in LCDC Bonjong is optimization of rural tourism. In Beton Lake, Lower Cave in Bonjong Village, Gunung Kidul, Yogyakarta. And Tersang Gede, community development with technology application from coconut for increased community economy at Tersang Gede. Then in Beji, the program in Beji is Green Agro Village. The village project basically from community development with nursery, garden, and Beji. Next, Penataran is about biogas solution of energy supply for increase the farmer salary. And next in Cikahuripan Bandung is Eco Technology Innovation Village development for aspect include education, health, environment, and energy at Cikahuripan. Okay, the next part is will continue with my partner.
And then analysis of RCDC report. We process data analysis conducted by qualitative and quantitative method. Were adapted from the community development from NASDIAN and business feasibility analysis method in the business model generation advice. And then this aspect of qualitative data. We choose human resource, and then marketing, and then technique or technology, and then management, and then legality, and then finance, and then economy, and then social and environmental. And the result will count by low, average, or high. By number account 1 up to 10. And the result is in discussion. This is the
LCDC Assessment Business Feasibility Perspective in 2012 in a program LCDC Beji, Cikahuripan, Lekang, Penataran, Pleret, Rawasari, Tosar Gede, and Umberto about their aspect. You can show that there are in the average ranking, we can see it is low or high from each region. And then about human resource and management. Human resource and management is the main purpose. It's very important to analyze, and then human resource and management. Actually, human resource is the main actors or actress, yeah, woman and men, actor and actress, and then they were not perform that our purpose, our aim in RCDC program. And then marketing. In marketing, this value can be seen by marketing research, and then this process, and then strategy marketing, and then in RCDC they use the law of innovation strategy, like SMS or phone or follow the event in the campus. And then legality, technique, and the technique or technology that our program use the appropriate technology, or we can call teknologi tepat guna if you will here in Indonesia. And then is no product innovation, and then the technology is low. And then legality, there are also no from the research from each RCDC, no one plan, and then no one from the beginning on, no one plan the beginning of legal entity. And then finance, there are no financial plan, cash plan, and then we can show the cash flow. They were not show cash flow. And then economy and social environment is the impact the program, and then we can see the impact the program a few letters ago. And then social entrepreneurship concept, this is upstream and downstream. Upstream in the is the managed raw material, and then downstream is has the result of the primary products. And this is, you can call hulu or hilir. And then the program is removed from potential local area, which later develop into the industry downstream, so it can be sustained. This is our concept. And in RCDC, there are understand about our concept. And then social entrepreneurship. Social entrepreneurship is not only who come to one place to bring something new by spending existing funds, but social entrepreneurship, it is an effort to involve community participation. Social entrepreneur has profit for the target. This is the new concept. The old concept is wait a minute. Coba. is the new concept. The difference is this is in selection phase and the monitoring and evaluation phase. If not good, we can be terminate the program. If okay, we can continue the phase. And conclusion, in RCDC program that held in 2012 was not related with the concept social technopreneur because the main economic activities with the community to build more effective in improving the standard of living independent financial community in a village was not reached. The social entrepreneurship program seeks to combine entrepreneurial activities to empower youth by utilizing the application of appropriate technology, innovation, and the potential of the area. Thank you. Thank you for the attention.
We can have a quick question.
I'm just wondering, is it a one-time funding or you continuously will fund the project?
Is it a one-time funding or continuous research?
The duration of this program is 1 year, and the funding is divided into 3 parts. Maybe in the 3 month, and in the 3rd month, and the 6th, and in the 9th, in the last. So the program it will sustain in 1 year. We fund in 1 year, but the student is must sustain by themselves because our fund is just 1 year.
So is this a continuous program?
Yes, it's continuous program by themselves students.
Do you have any suggestion for AISCT CDP program?
RCDC. This is the first RCDC that held by WITI, and in the 2nd year we will hold in this year, and we will choose 4 region. So the new method it will be applied in this year.
This year,
For region, just 4, because the 8th region is not successful. The success story is the 2 from 8. So we will do just 4, and we hope the new LCDC is better than before. Okay, thank you for attention. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Thank you for the presentation. We can move to the next presentation by Aulia Rahmawati. And please be prepared for Ismaili Rahmawati for the next presenter.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Let me introduce myself. My name is Aulia Rahmawati. Actually, in this opportunity, I should be with my partner to present this paper, but it's okay. Now it's time for me to present in front of all of you. For this occasion, I will take my title. That's Royal Family as a macro design-based cultural attraction innovation in developing the Surakarta Hadiningrat village tourism. Okay. Yeah. For the first time, tourism is a strategic sector for the national economic system, and as the strategic sector, they have multiplier effects of tourism. Direct and indirect. For the direct effects, they absorb labor for the main labors, and indirect that they make activity supporting activity economic supporting activity. In this case, like like the restaurant and travel accommodation, etc. In this decentralization era, city branding is become very important because city branding is not only to make identity for the city, but also to be the marketing tools. Solo is one of top city that designed their city branding. The branding that's bring by Solo is Solo want to sell, want to be the tourist destination. Okay, Solo have many tourism objects, and the special one is Keraton Surakarta atau Surakarta Palace. Why it becomes so special? Because it's one of the palace have the largest area in Indonesia, and second, Surakarta Palace still have 9 annually events still routinely held, such as the Goyong Kedaton and etc. And the other advantage is Surakarta Palace have the historical attraction not only inside of court, not only inside of Keraton, but also outside. Because in front of near this Keraton many like Masjid Agung and etc. Tourists, but for the reality, the visitor of this Keraton is decreased years after years. We can see the table. It has the decrease of visitors not only in the foreign tourism but also in domestic. We must curious what happened is it because it's our heritage, but now a little person come and interesting in the tourism, in this tourism. So when we say that, and we can see this chart, the decreased number of tourists will influence the decreased quantity and quality of cultural attraction, and this will be rolled continuously without end and best like this. So it should be our homework how to make this tourism become the most wanted tourism in the world like that. Because it's our heritage and we must keep it. This many three actors should be the important actor to keep this tourism object for the first society to be. I wanna take the Benjamin Barber adagium, like the strong democracy is supported by strong citizenship or society. In this case, to make the tourism as well, we must prepare the society to know about the problem and how to make society include planning and implementation of this program. And the second is government. Government is the legal organization to make a policy, and it should be have like the best planning for the government to make it better. How to keep this our heritage well, and private is important thing. And because I just the sound government, the public administration paradigm, the international have a role to help promote our tourism in this outside. For this paper, will our royal family as a macro design-based cultural attraction innovation developing the Surakarta Hadiningrat Village Tourism. Providing alternative solution to develop the tourist potential of Keraton Surakarta Hadiningrat, the Surakarta city through royal family as a macro design-based cultural attraction innovation. And material and method in the writing a scientific idea is required support of data accurate. Therefore, we conducted interview, literature analysis, and file observation. The analysis technique used is interactive analysis technique, starting from data collection, data reduction, and data analysis and notation. For the interviewing informant, we interview were Pengageng Puger, KGPH Puger. This Pengageng Tourism and the Palace Museum. This one is royal family member that has responsibility to in museum and tourism. And Dr. Andes Mufti Raharjo as an art observer. Yeah. The royal family. This program is called royal family. Royal means kingdom and family means family. So royal family means a program tries to involve directly the tourists with the king family lives. And macro design. Macro design here is synergism of three important elements. This one is management products. So, and the second is brand and promotion, and three is customer management. So how to make a product can know what the visitor patient and make the attraction innovation can answer the visitor patient. Those three components should be synergized each other and overlap proportionally. Royal family as a cultural attraction. So royal family is like a living museum, attempting to presenting directly the Keraton, increasingly fading culture and tradition to the tourists. Why I choose attraction? Because attraction can draw visitor to enjoy the tourist object. This for implementation technique. It's just like example actually. There is many like activity like suruh rawuh and packet documentation packet and what is it like we royal family for this program we give the seat for the visitor to join how the royal family lives, because actually it's very rare program. Then the visitor just can enjoy by limited person. If you want to participate in the family activity, in daily family activity. For the conclusion, okay, Keraton Surakarta Hadiningrat actually stored the unique and powerful appeal, the potential to be developed more deeply. With the proper management and truly professional, supported by vigorous campaign and wide accessibility to open the lines of flight within outside the country, the region's cultural attraction will be a magnet in attracting tourists. It's expected Keraton Surakarta Hadiningrat will be independent in managing, developing, and financing daily operations. And second, innovation attraction based on micro design initiated the royal family product is breakthrough that is expected to develop market-oriented tourism Surakarta Village. There needs to be synergism between academic, business, or government, civil society, and international to support the cultural tourism management. Okay, maybe that's all.
Any questions?
Thanks for the chance. I'm working from DM. My question is, as far as I know that the royal family of Keraton Surakarta has their own position among the society. I mean, they are a special person, and you propose that their life will become one of the tourism commodity, right? or how?
Yeah. Okay.
Yep. It has some good question. My question is, have you considered the other factors of your proposal? I mean, how the impact of their life after its implementation, and how about the reactions of Solonese people who honor their march?
Okay. Thank you.
For this program, actually, in the royal family actually have three like space: private space, semi-private space, and public affair. Royal family in the second step in the semi-private. So actually, this have been discussed with some people in in the royal family, in the some people in royal family. That's how to know this cultural and activity this family to another. Just because stay with the family, stay with the royal family is will have another what is it, like another passion, another value that can make them come back again for the first time. And the second, actually, yeah, maybe you don't know that in the semi-private yet, because I think that when participate the visitor in the semi-private, I think it's not make big crowded like complicated crowded, because it's still tolerates like that.
Any more questions? If there's no more question, then I will ask the question. Okay. How do you shortly explain about royal family? Because my teacher used to ask me like, oh, is Indonesia a republican country, but why do you have like a royal family inside of the country?
Oh, yeah. It's okay.
Actually, yes, is our Republic Indonesia, but it just for promote our kraton, just promote our palace. It's not mean that it will be what is it like want to abuse of power to make to make country itself, but it just want to promote how to make how to sell value, how to make them to come up to our country to enjoy this program like that. It's not mean that want to abuse of power.
How do you think the Keraton Solo should compete with, say, other place like Jogja? They have their own keraton. What do you suggest?
Actually, it will be our homework, and the family member Ugar is realized that it's not easy actually to make a change, but I think that family member must be changed, because the demand of the public is fast. So when I just like that and about exclusive and extra, I think that it can make them accessible like that.
Do you want them to be more open?
Yes, open. Yeah, just because want to promote these values.
Thank you very much for the presentation. The next presentation is Naini Rahmawati. Okay, so we have our last presentation for today from AISCT Waste, Tia Taufik and Dewi Paramita.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Alhamdulillah, syukran lillah, wassalatu wassalamu ala sayyidina Muhammadin abdillah wa ala alihi wa sahbihi wa mawalah. Thanks for the committee to give us chance to present our presentation. Ladies and gentlemen, the audience, rahimakumullah. Okay. In this occasion, I would like to present our paper about struggle and tradition as a refinement tool of morality and society in facing the era of technology. Okay. Now I will present this presentation by my alone because my other partner is still rest in another room because of sick, and the other one is accompanied her. So I will present it by myself. Okay, I'll start my presentation. Okay. Do you ever visit Lombok? Yes. No? Okay. Not yet. Okay, I hope you visit Lombok someday. Okay. We know that in Nusa Tenggara Barat or West Nusa Tenggara there are so many ethnics that, and Sasak society is located only in Lombok Island in Nusa Tenggara Barat. Okay. Next. In this paper, in this presentation, we'll talk about morality. We know that morality, if we talk about morality, there are no ends in this discussion. Because you know morality attracts people's attentions everywhere, but in developed society and developing society, therefore the brevity will certainly disturb in pace. As Dr. Zakah Darajat said in her book, Fostering Morality Values in Indonesia, that if there are so many people in a society depraved, then society will be shaken. And also General Mahmud Syed Khattab said in his book, I'm sorry, I forget the book title. In each period, morality is a hidden power in human souls that encourages them to work actively and continuously, thinking boldly, with different backgrounds. I remember the book title is The Background of Islamic Victory. Okay, now what's morality? Morality here is the quality of the human act which shows that the act is right or wrong, good or bad. Morality covers about the good, bad or human actions, as Mr. Puspopro just said in his book, Moral Philosophy, Ethics in Theory and Practice. Then now, how is morality going in this era of technology? You know that the result of technological advances, especially in the field of communication as a continuation of the Industrial Revolution that swept across the world, have been providing a lot of convenience to human life. But there are many things that need to be noted. For example, thus technological advances have caused 2 world wars and eliminated millions of souls, and led to extended suffering of humanity. And there are so many morality problems because of that, such as murder, theft, abduction, violence, etc. We can see morality from 2 aspects. That's from human and cat relation, as you know I'm sorry, I forgot to. Relation about human and cat, and also between human and human. And now the problem is human relations. So many problems in human relations, in morality. This is which often forgotten, and we'll try to solve this with Srakalan as a tool of morality refinement. Now the purpose of our research is to explain the morality meaning of Srakalan society in the era of technology, and we try to formulate a strategic move to make Srakalan tradition as a refinement tool of morality and society in the era of technology. We use 3 methods of research. That's library research, to get the historical background, meaning a normative understanding of the meaning of history and traditional values. And to collect data from literature sources, we use several ways that those are interpretation, that studying literature to understand and interpret the concept inscribed in the literature, and comparison, studying comparison, that's comparing one concept with another concept about something. And the second method is observation. With this method, we're collecting the field data using participatory observation. So then we participate in the Serakalan tradition in Lombok directly. Okay. Then the third method is interview. Interview technique was carried out on religious figures from several areas in Lombok with two objectives. Those are to strengthen the data as the result of recording process, and to obtain data that cannot be obtained through the process recording technique and library research. Okay, now do you ever heard Serakalan before? No. Maybe you ever heard Albert Zanji? Yes, Albert Zanji. Serakalan is a part of Albert Zanji reading. It came from term Ashraful Badru Alaina, which has meaning moon shining in our midst. Serakalan is so why Serakalan is only not the whole reading Albert Zanji, but only part of it which start from Ashraful Badru Alaina. I forget to bring the book here because I left it in Indonesia. Then Al-Barzanji itself is a book about the Rasulullah Muhammad SAW biography authored by Syekh Syed Jafal Al-Barzanji. Okay. The tradition of Serakalan itself in Sasak society comes from the tradition of Maulid celebration of or celebration of Prophet Muhammad's birth. If we sometimes we look in television or in another area in Indonesia, we can see so many celebration about Prophet Muhammad's birth with many variations. One of celebration is by Serakalan or Maulid. Okay, and the Serakalan itself become the core event in Maulid. Now, Serakalan not only held in Maulid celebration, but also in many religious activities and traditions that are generally carried out in several occasions as a hope to achieve something better. For example, in Lombok, there is activities called Besoktian or 7 month. This is a pregnancy month's pregnancy which has reached 7 months, or in another term is 7 bulanan. Then murisang or cutting the baby's hair. It's usually coupled with akikah or sloping the gut to. And then in khitan or circumcision for boy, and haji or hajj, it's a pilgrim to Makkah, wedding and other ceremonies. And in the south part of Lombok, Seraka reading held every Thursday night, usually called Kelaman. This is the variation of the holding of Serakalan. Okay, this is a video of Serakalan tradition. I hope it can be played. Unfortunately, maybe it can't be played. The copy of the video is in my book. Okay. This video show that the Serakalan tradition, the Serakalan tradition held So, first we read Al-Presenti book by sit down, and then in Srakalan part, or if we reach Ashokal Badrualena part, the people who read Al-Presenti is then standing up. Why we should standing? Because in Hambali Madhab, we should standing while we do Srakalan, because at this moment our Prophet is present. Okay, in Hanafi Madhab, then we should standing by to this. Okay. Okay, what values which are contained in Srakalan? Srakalan in addition, first Srakalan in addition to fostering mental and soul of young generation. Two, Srakalan also able to develop the cultural nuances of Islam. Srakalan become a bridge between the rich and the poor, and tighten the relationship of them, etc. And then what's the benefit of Srakalan of Sasak society? The benefit is the benefit are the spirit of Amar Ma'ruf Nahi Munkar, or doing good things and avoiding bad things. Second, Ukhuwah Islamiyah, our Islamic brotherhood in preparing the Srakalan activity, solidarity and equality, tolerance and harmony with both fellows Muslim and other faiths. And how Srakalan become a refinement tool of morality and society? We know that today our condition isn't same with past condition while Prophet Muhammad still alive, but the condition of negative condition is still same: crime, then moral degradation, and etc. With which has a connection with human relationship factor is still same. So with this Srakalan, we can study from its values, from the message of Prophet Muhammad SAW. Sasak society use this tradition to repair their morality by doing a cooperation and mutual assistance while preparing this tradition. Okay, the conclusion, you can read the conclusion itself. Then this is the photo of Srakalan tradition. This is when doing it in Murisang tradition. Okay. This is part of Srakalan. It starts from the row Ashawal Badrualena. When we reach this, we standing together. This is which have a more spiritual value in Perjanji's reading. Okay, thank you. This presentation is supported by Herjaka Art. If you want a painting like this, just contact me. Okay, thank you.
Okay, thank you for the presentation. Have any question? Okay. We can have two questions.
Okay, thanks. The JD is in Arabic, right? And then how could the people understand what's the meaning of the JD itself? Does the Ustad explain to them, or how can just by making something we can simply choose or make the morality better? And then the next question is, if the purpose is to improve the Ukhuwah Islamiyah, blah blah blah, it means that another thing is that the Srakalan itself also can be implemented to get those purpose, I think.
Okay, for the first question, I would answer it clearly, but maybe it will out of context of our research, because it will use the theory of mysticism, which also used in tasawwuf study. But maybe we can discuss it outside. I want to impact it to the research, but I think it's too deep, and I also prefer not to include it here because it's I myself was forbidden by my sheikh to include it in my in this research. Like that. And the second, why we choose Rakalan, because we have basic that we have a fundamental basic that Rakalan has more spiritual values, which comes from our pengalaman pribadi, our personal experience, and that's why we choose Rakalan. Okay, maybe it's enough. Next.
Okay, thank you. I just want to say that this is kind of a culture in France. It's affected from the culture in that area. Because in religion, Islam religion is kind of rationalized. This is kind of serakawan, whatever, something like that. But there is a kind of indigenous thing about the culture in that what do you call it? Suku, yeah, and the ethnic different. Maybe other ethnic also different. But in Islam, we don't have like this especially. But I don't know. Maybe we have a kind of inherent affected by culture, and I just want to say that.
Any more questions? So that was our last presentation for today. I want to thank you all for participating and attending this cluster. And it's nice. We had a nice discussion, and I hope you all have a nice experience in Taiwan. And right now, we have to wait for the coffee break, but you may leave the class and go to the conference hall to wait for the coffee break. Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Lumayan,